Hello and welcome to my channel, Born Anew. My name is Desma and this is my channel where I just talk about things that affect Elijah and myself in our walk through his mental illness of schizophrenia, and then I'm also somebody diagnosed with a mental illness of PTSD. And I just use this channel to share our experiences and hope that it encourages you, educates you, or just brings a smile to your face. Maybe even give you a little tidbit of wisdom that you could share with somebody else that could use something I've said on here, because every day living with this constant worry, taking care of my son, it can be hard to stay positive. It can be hard to just think that things are going to stay bright, right? So as I've said before, mental illness is like a roller coaster. There's good days and there's bad days. And my other videos have been how to bring people up out of that depression or some type of pitfall. So I think I believe the last 3 videos I talked about give thanks when you're feeling down and out. Share the good news. Look for something good and positive and share it with somebody. Make them feel good if you can't feel good. And the third one, last week, pray for others. Yes. So whenever you feel like you're just overloaded and burdened and your life can't get any crappier, start looking at other things, other people, other needs. And that was the 3rd video. And I'm not always going to do this in the beginning, but I wanted to kind of bring me back so that I could sit here and really get across what I wanted to. This one's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to call this Think Outside the Box. So just like COVID, when COVID hit, nobody really knew what to do. Everybody was learning. We were learning about this virus. We were learning how it spread. We were learning how we could prevent it. We were learning how we could stay healthy and what we needed to respond whenever things got out of hand and emergency situations. We learned as much as we could, and then we came together, and then we're doing it, right? We're living through this thing. I want to say that's what living with a mental illness is. And I don't like that badge. I don't wear it like, hey, I have something way worse than you. Not at all. In fact, I'm learning every day. And yesterday was a fun day, and I wanted to share some of the craziness so that we could change up the routine, because it's not always, be positive. I'm not always a cheerleader. Those that know me personally know that. I get very mean too. But yesterday my son was with me for an appointment, and in his restlessness, he didn't want to wait for me where I was at. I had to give a urine sample for a job, and I just thought I could bring him along with me because he stays in one part of town and I stay in another for right now. I get support there. It's an assisted type of living until things level out. Well, I was nervous. I'm always nervous. I know he's 22, but his symptoms are catatonia, forgetfulness, behavior that where he just is flat with emotions. His cognitive thinking sometimes is broken, and well, I always want to be there. I want to catch him if he falls, or I want to like point in the right direction, or I want to butt in when he's ordering something and make things less awkward, less uncomfortable, because it's been 4 years of just adjusting. Well, I let him, well, he's 22, but still I let him go while I was at this appointment. And this appointment so happened to be at our last neighborhood. We love Chula Vista, and in Chula Vista there's 4-block radius one way and then 2 streets the other way, and in the middle there's a park that we love, and I talked about that, where the Rock Church is having services there in the amphitheater every Sunday now. Well, in that small area he can get lost, and then I panic because we don't live near Chula Vista anymore. I live 20 minutes one way, and he lives 20 minutes the other way. he also does not use his cell phone. He also doesn't remember my cell phone number. And even though I said, you can go and take a walk, and I gave him a time of where to be, we had a rendezvous point, which was right at the park. Caddy corner is a 7-Eleven. I said, I can't miss you, and we can't mess this up. True to form, when I thought things were just going to be normal and an easy day, he wasn't there. 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, 40 minutes later, I have to make a call. And it's to leave him. And you got to understand, this young man has been outside sleeping with no cell phone, lost, and in a different state. And I'm not doing that. Sorry for that. But for 5 nights. And when I found him, his feet were blistered. He was starving. He was exhausted. And I just got him home where he can rest 2 days in a row, and then got him to a doc so he could take his medications, and then he was regimented again. But you never know how they're going to, how people with schizophrenia are going to act. It was a normal day. He's been taking his meds, but he wasn't there. So I'm in panic mode. I don't know what to do. And I'm thinking outside the box. So I've already done my rounds around the park, and I'm telling you, I've gotten over some of this like shyness where I'm just like, Elijah! No, I will belt for my son, because it's that critical that he not be somewhere where he's startled, stunned, scared, and then without his meds, without food, money, without anybody to really help him through an episode. And so I was getting nervous at that point. For some reason, I just said, I'm going to put a sign up. I didn't care. It was at the 7-Eleven. They're right, if you were walking from the park to 7-Eleven, you could see the regular 8x10 paper. And I just wrote, Elijah, call home. And I put my number on one paper. And then I said, Elijah, get home. Call mom, and put my number on another one. And I put it so if he was walking this way, he would see it on this wall. And if he was walking this way, he would see it on this wall, right? And I just said a prayer, God, please get my son home somehow with no cell phone. Maybe he'll come here and he'll see this note and he won't be, disturbed, like he'll panic. Well, it worked. It worked. It might have taken 2 hours. I have no idea. He never answers, okay? Our conversations are very limited in words. I talk a lot, and I might get one word, maybe a couple sentences if it's a good day. But he called me. He borrowed somebody's cell phone, called me, and I was able to get him home. But I gotta tell you, for those of you that know of anybody suffering with this, when they are in a state of psychosis or maniacal behavior, you can't really talk sense. They're right in front of you physically, but they're not computing. You just never know. Everybody's symptoms are different. Elijah's on the high end of the spectrum, so I worry a lot more, and I share because I never thought that this would happen to me. I never thought that I would be a woman that be driving around panicking for a 22-year-old son saying, Elijah! At the top of my lungs, and then having to resort to common sense, which is, if he doesn't have my number memorized and he doesn't have any idea where I'm at, how can I leave him a message? Well, there it was. I couldn't do smoke signals. I didn't have a blowhorn. Maybe I'll get a blowhorn. But I was able to settle down. I was able to give thanks for my miracle. And so that's the miracle I'm going to stand on. That regardless of why and what he was thinking and how frantic I got and how mad, because I get mad too. Like, how could you not be there? I told you 15 minutes. Why were you not there 15 minutes? And you get a flat. And you can't yell. You can't carry that around. That's ugly. And it doesn't do me any good. But my miracle was that this time, within hours, he called me and I got him home. And I didn't have to go to sleep wondering where he might be. And when things really suck and when you're really going through the storm, you're not always going to want to think outside the box, right? But I challenge you to do what feels right. to look within yourself, get that gusto, that courage that you have, because I know you all are strong and I know you can do it, but it's for you. You are important, or it's for who you are advocating for. They are important. Your why has to be so important that when push comes to shove, just like we did with this whole COVID thing, you think outside the box. And then when things settle down, stand in your miracle, because things aren't always great. And we do panic, and we are allowed to be mad, and we are allowed to look frazzled. I don't know what I looked like yesterday, but I had to share this video to tell you, keep doing you, whatever that is. If you're a mom and you're going through it, be the best mom you can. Who cares what the neighbor is doing as, you know, best homemaker Betty Crocker? It doesn't matter. That's her. You're you. Just get that gumption in you, that strength and courage, and just sometimes think outside the box if you have to, because nobody's going to care for you and love you more than you are. So do what you got to do when you have to, and stand in your miracle when you get through it. I'm a person that knows that when you really try, miracles happen, and I'm standing in mine today. So today's a good day. Peace and love. You all take care of one another. Bye.